defense about his role in the death of Michael Jackson took some major blows yesterday with the most damning testimony against him since the trial began. So we are getting the very latest right now from ABC News chief legal reporter Chris Cuomo. Welcome back. Okay, so yesterday, devastating testimony against Dr. Conrad Murray. Let's talk first about Dr. Steinberg, the cardiologist who reviewed Murray's treatment of Michael Jackson. He actually listed 6 things that Dr. Conrad Murray did wrong, correct?
Right. Some were just procedural, the 911 call, how much time there was that the doctor used. But the 2 big points that he made was that using propofol, the drug that we keep hearing about, the anesthetic, as a sleep aid was very wrong. And also doing it in the home was very wrong. And the prosecution got this Dr. Steinberg to admit that it was so wrong that it constitutes gross negligence. And remember, that's what triggers the homicide charge against Dr. Murray.
Right. And to complicate things, in a nutshell, the prosecution also said that Dr. Murray allegedly gave him propofol and then left the room briefly. And the doctor, Steinberg, said, quote, "It's like leaving a baby that's sleeping on your kitchen countertop. You might look at it, and it's probably going to be okay, and you're just going to go grab some diapers or go to the bathroom, but you would never do it."
That's right. And now that goes to allowing the jury to understand gross negligence in a way that makes sense to them without fancy legalese. Okay. Also, an opportunity for good cross-examination that we didn't really see yesterday.
Well, they've been... I just wanted to ask a question because something just sparked me. Do we know that Conrad Murray is the first doctor to deal with the propofol with Michael?
We do not. And the defense will forward a theory that there were so many bottles and different doctors' names that maybe there was something else going on. Now, this Dr. Steinberg countered that I don't know any other doctor who would use propofol this way other than Conrad Murray. But remember, the defense's job is to say that the prosecution's theory has doubt. That's their only job. They don't have to prove what happened.
And are they doing that by saying that Michael might have administered the propofol himself?
Look at all these bottles. Look at all these names. How do we know what really killed him?
It's hinging on that point, that Michael did it to himself, which is, a lot of people say it's impossible.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They've been holding on to this thing for a year, which says that for over a year, Michael Jackson swallowed the drug that killed him. So now why is this changing? And now how's the defense looking?
The defense changed. All right. How are they looking to us? How are they looking to you? Who are shaking your heads? Not so good. But remember, within the confines of the court, the defense has no duty to argue what actually happened. That's not what defense does in our country. It doesn't make them look good in terms of what case they'll put on next week, but they can still use their perfect storm theory, which is poor Michael Jackson, he was gravely addicted. Conrad Murray wasn't informed about the other doctors and what else he was doing, so we can't really know what happened that night, as horrible as it is.
What about sole responsibility? Is their job now to prove that it may not be Dr. Conrad Murray's sole responsibility? What happened to Michael Jackson? Is that enough?
Is it their job? No. Is it their want? Yes. They want to spread doubt and say, we don't know that it was just Dr. Murray. We don't know that he didn't take something else before and not tell the doctor.
Didn't have proper medical equipment available to him.
Right. He had some protocol problems, but remember, we're talking about a homicide charge. We're not saying he's a good doctor, he's a bad doctor. We're saying that he is legally responsible for the death of this man.
Now, also, here's another thing. The law enforcement, they say that Dr. Murray might not even be in this predicament had he declined to speak with the cops 2 days after Michael died. Now, most people, when the cops come, you don't have anything to hide. You talk to them.
Talk to the man, wind up in the can. That's what they say. You have to be very careful.
That was good.
Thank you.
You made that up?
We're going to make T-shirts.
I think so. We got to make a T-shirt.
We teach our kids respect the police, have deference for them. They're here to help. However, in a criminal investigation, when you go in and you set up the timeline and you say, yes, I did this, this, and this, Conrad Murray, we believe, did it to help with his PR situation. He thought nothing could come of it. But it wound up hurting him, and that's why when you get an attorney, they say nothing.
Right.
You know, one final thought. Are they separating here, maybe I'm not following it closely enough, are they separating killing with some sort of intent or negligence from not saving him properly?
No,
are those two different things?
There's one charge, which is the recklessness that led to the homicide. Okay. Homicide just means you were killed by something man made, which is here the doctor. And that's what the prosecution's saying. You were so reckless in giving him something that you should have known would kill him. 5 gallons of it you flushed through his system.
5 gallons?
Not that night, but over time. But it matters. It matters. You're using a drug that the medical community says should never be used this way, in a way it should never be done. 5 gallons of it flushed through his system. That's what this is about.